I said to all of you viewers of Equinoxe Television, it's 6 p.m. by 6 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Our major stories right away. Days after some children died from food poisoning in the west region of the country, it is now in Yaoundé that at least 3 children have been reported dead after they ate food which was prepared in their own house. We will be telling you about what happened in this news edition. And also in this edition, in just a moment, plus traders at Marché de la Gare here in the economic capital Douala today staged a protest demonstration. They are decrying the increase of the amount they pay as tax at that market premises. We tell you more about their discontentment in this edition of the news. And over in Spain, the death toll following heavy rains and floods has increased to more than 100 persons who have already lost their lives. Those are our lead stories. Details when we come back. Welcome back, viewers. Thank you so much for the confidence. On a rather sad note to begin this edition of the news, after some children died from food poisoning that was in the Bamboutus division of the West region days ago, today in Yaoundé, 3 other persons aged between 10 and 14 have died after consuming food which was prepared in their own home. The incident happened at the Oja neighborhood in the nation's political capital Yaoundé. Cedric Chakutio tells us what happened.
3 children of 10, 12 and 14-year-old died in the early hours of Thursday after they had consumed food they ate the day before. The incident occurred at Odza, a neighborhood in the central region of the country. The mother in pain narrates the incident. Their elder sister gave them the food she cooked before their arrival from school. They ate, then went to the bathroom so as to get clean and come for prayers, then go to bed. At the end of their prayers, the child of 10-year-old began complaints. While we were praying, my son of 10-year-old, who fell asleep on the sofa during the prayers, woke up and started crying. I asked him what went wrong, and his body got cold. So we immediately rushed to the nearest hospital. On their arrival at the hospital, the 3 children had given the ghost. The mother and her first child, who also consumed the food, quickly received treatments in the hospital. When they arrived here, the 3 children were already dead. The mother and her daughter, on their arrival, showed symptoms and collapsed, so we quickly took them for treatments. The victim allegedly accuses her neighbor of having poisoned her food. She says that he promised her death after a quarrel.
C'est cette nourriture que nous avons consommée. Mon voisin d'à côté, parce que ça fait 2 ans, il me promet la mort. Ça fait 2 ans. Simplement pour la lumière, il a commencé à faire les problèmes. Il a fait les problèmes. Il a commencé à parler des choses. Depuis 2 ans, on ne se parle pas uniquement pour la lumière. Mais tout ce temps, il nous met mal à l'aise.
While investigation continues, the mother and her eldest daughter are still under treatment in a stable state.
Sad indeed. Back to Douala, traders at Marché de la Gare here in New Bell have staged another protest to request for the reduction of their site tax which they pay to the Douala 2 Council, though a reduction had already been made from 180 to 72,000 francs CFA. The traders still want the council officials to drop or reduce the amount, and during the protest today, which was somehow peaceful, a trader was arrested, as Smart Jikan Gabriel tells us in the report which comes up next.
It was another wasted day for traders who sell at the Marché de la Gare in Douala 2 subdivision as they woke up to discover that their shops have been sealed by the Douala 2 council officials early Thursday morning. The reasons for the closure are:
they said that we have not paid droit d'état, which we have been discussing with them for a long time.
They are closing my shop because we don't pay 180,000. Now the 180,000 is too much for us to pay. You can say I'm selling outside. Even outside, all the customers have gone, and we don't like it. They close here in the night when we are sleeping.
The non-payment of their location right is one of many other bills these traders pay, though not selling in the main market. Notwithstanding the fact that traders called for the attention of the divisional officer to come to their rescue, they were advised by the second assistant divisional officer to pay the amount requested by the council.
When we discussed with them, the superintendent came. We went inside and we discussed with him. He told us that we must pay 72,000. If we fail to pay 72,000, that no store will be open.
However, things went bad as the divisional officer ordered for the arrest of one of the traders.
One of our guys here in the market, as he came out, the superintendent said that he talked to him somehow. He was arrested. He's there now in the dossier. Maybe by the help of God, he may be out.
From 180,000 francs CFA, the Douala 2 Council has now asked traders to pay 72,000 francs CFA. The new amount is not accepted by all of the traders.
We have accepted to pay the money, 72,000, until next year, then we shall know what to do.
You can only pay 36,000. They say we should pay 72,000. Now the 72,000 is too much for us. We don't have any benefit in what we are selling. So how can we pay 72,000? If you are getting 200 and you are going to pay 72,000, it doesn't make any sense. You have to beast to clear.
These traders might only have the chance of the amount being dropped again should their request be accepted during a council session that will be coming up next year.
Now to the Marumari main market, where 4 shops containing cosmetic products have been reduced to ashes by wild flames that engulfed the market that was yesterday evening. The inferno occurred on Wednesday in the absence of the traders, and according to firefighters, the fire resulted from a short circuit. Lucille Yengu is here with the details.
It was around 7:30 p.m. on Wednesday that a destructive fire broke out at the Marumari main market in the Far North region, consuming 4 shops and leading to considerable material loss.
Les dégâts ne sont pas pour le moment estimables, mais disons qu'ils sont considérables à tout le monde. 4 boutiques.
Local residents were the first to notice the flames from the roofs and immediately alerted the Army Rescue Unit. The governor of the Far North region, Midiyawa Bakari, and other authorities were on the site to evaluate the damage. Preliminary investigation suggests that a short circuit might have caused the inferno. As a result, the governor calls on traders to adopt the prepaid methods to help avoid the occurrence of fire incidents in the market.
We do think that is some mismanagement of the fire, and we call upon each and everyone to be more responsible, more prudent, because right now we are in the dry season, and usually this period we notice here and there a fire incident. So we call each and everyone to be more responsible in order to avoid such incidents.
Because this risk is high for us, it is a central market for this region, and there is no other way that we have to protect them.
Thanks to the prompt reaction of firefighters, the flames were extinguished, reducing the casualty.
Now over to this interesting story. A 19-year-old boy who was abandoned by his father at a bakery in Yaoundé that was at the age of 11 has emerged as a rare case among many orphans and abandoned children who are at the Bipanda Rehabilitation Center in Douala to become a state worker. His name we got as Echo Ojong Brandon, who has been with his new family at the center, is today a police constable. A story qualified as a transition from darkness to light. Innocent Art now tells us the story of the abandoned child who is now a state worker.
Name is Echo Ojong Brandon, 19 years of age, now a police constable. This missing child with a tragic story spent 8 years at the Bipanda Rehabilitation Center, where the Litowa Regional Delegation of Social Affairs took charge of him to go to school up to Form 4, where he decided to pursue his passion to join the police force. His application file was endorsed for the 2022 session. After 2 years at the Mutengene Police School in the Southwest region, he succeeded in the exams and was among the student police who graduated to serve as police constables. Today, he returns home, the Bepanda Rehabilitation Center, happily received by the personnel, siblings, and the social affairs delegation.
Un devoir accompli.
It is a mission accomplished. I never imagined we could nurture a child to become a public servant. It's a rare case. Most of those we nurtured were rather trained and impacted skills in different fields. Some schooled and obtained their certificates before reuniting with their parents.
Voir un produit fini, professionnel comme celui-ci, c'était des cas rares.
We never relent efforts to give him the best, since our thrive alongside security forces to locate his parents yielded no fruit. Today, Ojong has the state as his parents. Ojong Brandon, though aware of the new challenges waiting him, he still re-echoes them. Hard work and discipline are the two key elements to enjoy a great career in the police force. The contented Ojong Brandon wishes to see his siblings become like him someday.
Follow your dream, have respect and courage, everything will be right. One day, it will really pay you. I follow that way, and this is what it makes me to be.
Eko Ojong Brandon got missing when he was abandoned by his father at a bakery in Yaoundé at the age of 11. He was taken to a police station where a search for his parents went in vain before the social affairs was involved. Who took Ojong to Douala, where he first lived with his parents, before they transferred to Yaoundé, where a recurrent dispute separated his mom and dad. While in Douala, he was put at the disposal of the Bepanda Rehabilitation Center to begin a new life that has taken him out of darkness into light.
Interesting stories here indeed. Now this information just getting into our studio a while ago. Some departments of the National Shipyard and Engineering Company Chantier Naval have just been sailed for failing to respect their social responsibility. Babila Jonathan is just back from Chantier Naval.
The National Social Insurance Fund has sealed bed 17, where the National Shipyard and Industrial Engineering Company, better known by its French language acronym Chantier Naval, carries on with most of its activities within the premises of the Douala Seaport. The Social Insurance Fund also has sealed the workshop of the company and the company bears, and the company is said to have failed in meeting up with its social insurance responsibilities for several years. Some internal sources told us that the last time Chantier Naval met up with its social insurance responsibilities was in 2019, and the company has been going down the drain, gradually moving towards bankruptcy. A former staff of the company, Christian Emmanuel Betang, who spoke to Equinoxe recently about the collapsing situation of Chantier Naval, was issued a quarrel later and later sacked. This is an extract of what he told us about the situation of Chantier Naval today.
Things were wrongly done, and nobody could even open the mouth to say that something wrong is happening.
All our attempts to get answers to our questions about what is happening in Chantier Naval from the company's general manager were fruitless because he was not on seat. He told us on phone that he's on assignment out of the company. We were also told that the National Social Insurance Fund officials who sealed bed 17, the workshop and the bus of the company, promised to return to seal more departments of the company if it does not meet up with its social insurance responsibilities.
Thank you, Babila Jonathan. We are following the story closely, and we will sure be giving our viewers details in subsequent news editions. Now we take you out of our national frontiers. Flash floods sparked by torrential rainfall have killed at least 95 people around Valencia in Spain, while dozens of persons are still missing. Meantime, in Chad, Chadian government vows to wipe out the jihadist group Boko Haram after an attack that left 40 soldiers dead and 20 others injured. And on to Uganda, the Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni hosts talks with Congo's President Felix Tshisekedi. Both leaders discussed on issues concerning peace and security of both nations. A roundup of our forum page with Immaculate Fogwe.
Rescue efforts are ongoing as Spain endures its worst flooding disaster in decades, with at least 95 people confirmed dead and dozens more missing after huge rain swept the eastern province of Valencia. Torrential rain triggered by flash floods swept away bridges and buildings and forced people to climb on roofs or cling on trees to survive. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez has declared 3 days of national mourning as extreme weather conditions continue restricting some rescue efforts. Weather researchers have identified the cause of the intense rainfall as a gota fria, which is a natural weather event that hits Spain in autumn and winter. Now moving to insecurity, in response to the extremist group attack, the Chadian government has vowed to extinguish the Boko Haram jihadist group. It should be recalled that 40 Chadian soldiers were killed by Boko Haram militants with over 20 others wounded. The government is calling on the international community to intensify support and reinforce assistance in countering terrorism. Away from insecurity, the president of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, held pivotal talks with Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni on Wednesday. A media release stated that both discussed on matters of mutual interest, reviewed the current situation and development of both nations, while reaffirming their commitment to regional peace and security. They also emphasized on the importance of strengthening the existing economic and commercial ties, while recognizing the pivotal role their relationship plays in fostering growth and stability in the two countries.
Thank you, Immaculate. Sad reports brings us to the end of the first part. The news talking points comes up next. Welcome back, viewers, and our guest tonight on Talking Point is a senior nurse at the oncology department at the Douala Referral Hospital, and she is Ngwese Estelle Eposi. Thank you so much, Nurse Ngwese, for accepting to be our guest on Talking Point tonight. Now, today is October 31, and it's the last day of our Pink October month dedicated to sensitizing you all, our viewers, on all types of cancers. Nurse Ngwese, you work at the oncology department at the Douala Referral Hospital, and you prepare patients for chemotherapy. Now, tell us how that is done, considering how frightful cancer can be sometimes.
They are my patients, cancer patients. When they come in the morning, we first of all we monitor their vital signs, and then we'll put them in the room to sit. Then we'll set up the IV lines, and we'll set up the drips for treatment. We'll do chemotherapy. Chemotherapy is a cancer treatment, but their treatment we put in the drip. They take it like infusion. The use of chemotherapy is to go and combat the cancer that the patients are having.
Now, Nurse Estelle, can you explain to us a little further about this treatment protocol of almost all types of cancer, which is chemotherapy?
Chemotherapy is a cancer treatment that they are drugs that are being prescribed to treat the cancer that the patient is having. So when the drugs come, we'll collect the drugs in the morning, and then we'll go and prepare the drugs, and then we'll put them on the patient as a drip. So though we have some side effects, but they are the drugs that will help them to fight the sickness that they are having.
Now, you just mentioned about some side effects of chemotherapy, and so many patients seem to fear or are afraid of those side effects. Now, how are those side effects from chemotherapy handled?
Some of the side effects, the doctors, when they come for the first time, the doctor have, you call them fish de surveillance, they pair indésirables. They'll give them the fish. If, for example, we have some patients that will come and tell you they are vomiting, they have nausea, they have diarrhea, but the doctor makes sure that he gives them from the first day. So if you feel as if maybe you are having nausea, there is a drug written already, you just go and buy and take.
Okay, nurse, you are a senior nurse, and we know that cancer is really a frightful disease, but when we met you at your workplace, that was at the Douala Referral Hospital, you were attending to so many cancer patients, and most of them we met seemed so serene. How do you guys reassure them before they begin their treatment of chemotherapy?
They come because some of them are afraid. They know that when they have cancer, that is all about them. When they come, we have to give them health talk or what to do. If you're having an illness, it doesn't mean you are dying. If you're having a sickness like cancer, for example, because when you hear the name cancer, you are already down. You are broken. Some of my patients know that, okay, I'm finished. This is dead. But when they come to us, the way we talk to them, we give them health talk. Simple malaria, for example, you will tell them, it kills. So it's not the end of life. Some people will come, they will treat, and you go. Some people, it will take a longer time, maybe with it. So all we do is that we give them health talk, we advise them on what to do, because some of them will come, they will tell them in the quarter, don't go to the hospital. From experience, that's what our patient will come and tell you, that I have been sick since they told me not to go to the hospital. When I go to the hospital, once they put chemotherapy, I'm gone. But since I came here, I've started taking chemotherapy, I've seen a lot of change. I'm feeling now better, I'm stronger. You see that? No. So we give them health talk. Don't listen to what your neighbor will say. Don't listen to what people in the quarter will say, because we have many doctors in the quarter.
Okay, Nurse Ngwese, when we also were at the hospital, we noticed that there are so many caregivers besides cancer patients, since the disease is now so rampant. Do you usually also talk to those who are not sick on how to know if cancer is on its way? How do you sensitize those who are not sick but are besides cancer patients so they can prevent the disease?
For example, even you that is not having breast cancer, when you come, we will tell you, when we give health talk, we will tell you to always examine your breast while bathing. Maybe you put your hand up and then you massage to see if there's a lump. If you notice any abnormal lump in your breast, go directly to the hospital, because you cannot just diagnose it like that. You have to go to the hospital. Maybe you say you have noticed a lump here, and they have to do exams to be sure if it's breast cancer.
Most of the oncologists we have spoken to all through the month of October, today is the last day, made us understand that cancer is not a fatality. It can be treated, especially breast cancer. But now, we might want to know from you who treat with cancer patients or one-on-one on a daily basis, is there any moment that cancer, any form of type of cancer, can be considered late and there is nothing that can be done?
For that, I cannot really answer you, because, for example, you have been sick of cancer for a very long time. You don't know that it's cancer. You have been going to small clinics that cannot detect that it's cancer. So, or maybe they told you that it's cancer, for example, in the hospital, and then you go to naturopath or a marabu that they say they will heal it. And if it has metastasis, I know that it has advanced in a stage that we don't know. Maybe at that stage, they will do treatment to maybe to make it to calm down. But if
Thank you so much, Senior Nurse Ngwese Estelle Eposi, for accepting to talk to us on cancer. Viewers, thank you so much for always being with us. You noticed that the entire month of October, Equinoxe Television had the pink ribbon that was in solidarity of all those who are sick of cancer, and also to sensitize those out there who are not yet sick on how to prevent this somehow killer disease, but which we know that can be prevented and also can be treated if it is actually detected early. Thank you. Encourage a quick recovery to all those who are sick of any form of cancer out there. Viewers, we thank you so much for always being with us. Our programs continue this evening. Equinoxe comes up at 7 p.m. with Serge Alongutu, and the news in the French language comes up at 8 p.m. Stay with us on Equinoxe Television, and we will be together again tomorrow, God willing. Bye-bye for now.